with growingyourgreens.com to do another exciting episode for you, and this is an exciting one for me because we're here at Occidental Arts and Ecology Center, and we're at their weekend plant sale. Certain weekends throughout the year, they are open for people to come in and buy some of the rare edible perennials, ethnobotanicals, and all kinds of cool rare crops that are literally from around the world. I mean, this is where I learned about many of my crops that I'm growing actually in my garden that I love so much. And if this was not available, I would not be growing some of these rare, unique perennials that are very easy to grow, that provide me with food 365 days a year. This is in Occidental, so it's maybe about a half hour outside Santa Rosa. So if you're here in the Bay Area, this is definitely the place you're going to want to come if you are into permaculture or you want to grow, perennial edibles. And the cool thing is, once you buy a plant once, you could let it go to seed or take cuttings from it, and then you could propagate these and share them with others and have your own collection. And this is what we really need to do in this society, in this day and age, is share these rare and unique plants that they're offering here and spread them out to other people so that more people could start growing their food, eating out of their yard instead of out of the grocery store. In any case, the other thing I want to mention about Arts and Ecology Center is that they have basically spring and fall plant sales where more than just the nursery, they open up their place for tours, which is cool because they have a full-on permaculture garden that's been going since like the 70s, and all kinds of different gardens and things happening here. They also have permaculture classes. I believe their website is OAEC.org, so check them out online. So get on their email list and get notified of their plant sales. The plant sales are definitely worth a drive up here, and you want to get to the plant sales early for obviously the best selection. Anyways, let's go head into the nursery and show you guys what they got growing on today. So once you drive in and park at OAEC Plant Nursery here, there's going to be basically two big greenhouses. Now this is where they propagate and start all the plants they're offering at the nursery. They are not open to the public. What you're going to want to look for is the other side of the second greenhouse. There's a little door and with a little wooden entryway, and that's where you want to go to check out all the edible perennial plants. Now we're going to walk into the nursery, and I do want to note that this nursery is 100% organic. That's actually something very rare to find in this day and age in nurseries. Now, I know some of you guys, we have the ideal of 100% organic, and while I grow using organic practices, I don't always start, plants, start my garden with plants that I buy that are all organic for a few various reasons. Number one, buying all organic plants, may be very difficult to find unless you start them from your own seed. In addition, many plants actually may not be propagated or grown organically. So if they have a Danvers carrot that you want to grow, really bad, and you can't find organic seed and you can't find organic plants, and you're just going to not grow that carrot, well, I recommend always sourcing the best, highest quality, heirloom, healthy seeds. And even if they're not organic, start them out in your garden, grow them organically, and then start saving your seeds so that you have organic seed to start with. Much like, many plants I grow, for ease of convenience, and just to get some plants, because if I had to worry about getting everything organic and do everything perfect, I probably wouldn't be growing today. And I want to encourage you guys to relax a little bit, but if you do want to grow organic, this is definitely the place you want to be, and you could shop here to your heart's content. I do want to note that, they are organic, and this, the plants they offer here support their nonprofit organization that keeps this possible, keeps this alive, keeps this community going. And the prices are a little bit, pricey compared to other nurseries they've been to. So, be prepared to drop some cash for some of these rare crops. But, I think that's the value of the crops. I mean, we're used to a food system in America where things are dirt cheap. I know many of you guys might be from Europe or around the world where, food's a lot more expensive and food is valued more. I think food should be valued, and especially these plants, these rare plants, should be valued very highly. They're one of the most important things that we have in this day and age. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out some of the cool plants available for sale, and actually also in the ground, just growing for demonstration purposes. Now I thought I'd walk you guys in on a tour, just kind of walking around. Many things here are labeled. A few things in pots are not. If it's on a table, pretty much it's for sale generally. If you don't see what you want to buy, ask them. They may have it in the greenhouse available for sale. And this place is huge. They got a section of, my favorite section, of course, perennial food crops. These are the crops you're going to want to grow, different than the annual crops. You literally plant these guys once and they come back year after year and keep providing you guys with food. So this is by far the easiest way to grow a garden. Over on this side, they got things like medicinal herbs way in the back, dye plants, fiber plants, bee and butterfly plants, salvias, shrubs, and all kinds of cool stuff here, like all these rare plants. I think what I really want to focus on in this episode is the perennial food crops, because that's the ones I'm most interested in. I'm growing many myself, but there's even some new ones that I'm not yet growing that I'm going to be sure to pick up today. So I guess we'll start at this end of the table. One of my favorite perennial food crops, of course, are the tree collards. This happens to be the purple variety of the tree collards. There is also a green variety. Next over here we got the wild cabbage, and that's the one I'm actually going to pick up today. I haven't grown that one before. And here's another one I have grown before, walking stick cabbage. These are used for walking sticks when the stalks get dry. And here's some more beautiful walking stick cabbage. And I do want to say, when you guys are picking out your plants, look for nice healthy plants. And I always encourage you guys to pick the largest one, that looks the healthiest. Because, you could get the runt of the litter. You might like runts. But, for me personally, I want to grow the largest, healthiest plant that has the most leaves on it. And it's just going to grow faster and more robust and provide me with food sooner. Let's go. Here's another one that I'm going to pick up today. It's actually called the sea beet. So, if you guys are into like eating wild foods, this is like pretty much the wild food where beets came from. The sea beet, the green's a little bit more tough maybe than the standard beet greens, but they're quite edible. Walking around the table a bit more. Oh, let's not even check out the table. Let's check out some of these things in the pots. They got some really cool things growing in the pots. Some are labeled, some of which I know. I think they're got some oca here in the bottom of this pot. We got this thing with these little berry things known as ashwagandha. That's cool. I've never seen it grow like this before. And the berries, when they get ripe, they turn red and they're like in a little papery husk. Next, here's one, a cool one. This is the Okinawan spinach. So this is frost tender, purple on the bottom. Really cool. And it's cool that they have this plant for sale. One of my favorite ones. It's definitely beneficial. I have other videos on that. Here's one. This one's amazing, beautiful plant. Frost tender. Look at that. Look at the leaves on this thing. It's just like quite ornamental. It makes a fruit. The naranjilla. And here's like just things in pots. This is just for decoration. These are not for sale. Cape gooseberries. So you guys could come here and actually just see all the different plants growing and what they're going to look like when they get bigger. They got the French sorrel. Sorrel one is one that grows very well for me as a weed. Next, we got the red vein dock, also known as the red vein sorrel. This one actually I prefer more than the standard French sorrel. It's more uncommon. Plus, it's actually beautiful. Look at that. One of the tricks with this I like to do is I like to dehydrate that in the dehydrator with like making kale chips, but I make red vein dock chips with some sauce, and the red vein dock, once dehydrated, actually gets a nice salty flavor. Here's one really cool. You guys in most of the Bay Area might not want to grow this. If you live in Hawaii or South Florida, this is one you will want to get. It's known as the man spinach or chaya. And this one you got to cook to eat, but this one literally grows as a tree. You can just pick the leaves and eat off of it. Here's the one called Hibiscus, manihot. Haven't heard of that one before myself, of course. Next we got the cardoon. This one I have grown, the cronas or Chinese artichokes. There's some of the greens there related to in the mint family. And unfortunately in my bed with the Chinese artichokes, mint started growing next to it, so it's hard to differentiate. But they look similar, but you could differentiate that they are different. Here's one I'm going to pick up today also. It's called the earth chestnut. So this is a perennial food crop native to Europe, North Africa. Tasty, nutritious tuber and leaves. 1 foot tall, 6 inches wide, part shade, moist, average soil. And that's what it looks like right there. I think I grew these last year, and I forget where they went because I don't know if I got them in the ground. Chinese yam. That's right there. It's a vining edible plant there, used for the yams. And of course, another one I like to grow actually is the edible daylilies. The lilies, the flowers are amazing, and I like to add them to salads. Of course, they also have some white violets here. They got the standard blue borage and also the more rare white borage. Some of the more common perennials, asparagus. And here's a rhubarb. Strawberry guavas. These ones can be, sensitive to the cold weather. Goji berries. Job's tears. I grew this once. Protect from frost. It's nice that at the nursery, they do have labels that tell you protect from frost. And on some plants, actually, they have little handouts for them. Here's one. If you like corn, this is what corn is derived from. This is one of the plants we need to protect, especially from the GMO corn these days, because the GMO corn will cross-pollinate with this, which is the teosinte, which is where all corn originated from. Besides all the perennial vegetables, they have other sections of medicinal herbs, culinary herbs, and all kinds of cool stuff. Here's a prickly pear. You can actually eat the pads on these guys. I actually prefer the fruits, and I love the fruits, known as the tunas. And yeah, just really cool. I mean, if you look closely, I know some of these crops, and they may not have some of these available for sale, but they're growing a lot of cool stuff, like in pots and containers, which are labeled. So I would encourage you guys to not only look at the things for sale, but look at the plants that are growing. And, so you could learn about how they grow and what they look like, and maybe even look them up. Here's one of my favorites, Ashataba, or Angelica Kiske. And then over here is another Angelica that I was not aware about. It's in the flowering stage right now. It's actually known as Angelica sinensis, or Dang Guai. It's, I guess, Chinese Angelica. Pretty cool. And then here's another one I've grown. It's the Aztec sweet herb. So this one's like stevia, and it likes a more shady spot from what I've seen. It's frost tender. And let's see, curry leaf tree. This one is frost tender. Grew that one, didn't make it over the winter. And of course, here we got another cool one, Popolo. This is the Popolo from South America, and they have a special name on this one. Let me see if I get that on the camera there. Don't know how to pronounce it. I'm a white boy. All right, keep going here. Here's some more cool fruiting crops. So here's that Naranjia. Smaller ones available for sale. I grew this in my greenhouse, and the gardener forgot to water it. But beautiful plant. Really like the leaves. Haven't had the fruit on these guys yet, so they are fairly slow growing from what I've seen. Here's another one. If you live in the Bay Area, where it doesn't get too cold, the Pepino Dulce or Pepino Melon. If you're picking out one of these plants here, you want to get a nice tall one that's flowering, and maybe even one with fruits on it already. I have an episode on Pepino when I harvested my own Pepino melons, and I go over how big they were and what they tasted like, so you might want to check my past episodes. Here's one that could get kind of rowdy in your garden. It's actually known as the Akira, or edible canna lily. And this guy is just taking off in my garden, and he's just going crazy. This ethnobotanical native to West Indies, South America, edible starchy rhizomes, 5 feet tall, 3 feet wide, it says. Mine are about 10 feet tall now, and mine are in full sun. But they say full sun, part shade, drain soil, regular water. Here's another one I'm growing in the greenhouse, tree tomato, or Tamarillo. This is also protect from frost. This is a really cool one too, tree tomato. And a beautiful plant. This does have a challenge in my garden with the aphids, so you gotta pay attention to that. Maybe plant it with some Worm Gold Plus. And of course, one of my favorites, grows year-round in my greenhouse and fruits, unheated greenhouse, Cape gooseberries. Amazing. Oh, and here's another one I really love a lot, fruiting crops. Lychee tomato, if you're in a little bit more mild climate. I've had these fruit in January, even in the cold outside on a mild winter. But, you guys, could grow them in a greenhouse year-round, or grow them as a annual crop, the same time you'd plant tomatoes. Nice plants. I have videos on that as well. Oh, here's some of my favorite peppers. I have a funny video of me harvesting these peppers and eating it and having my mouth explode on fire. It's red Manzano peppers right here. You also have the, I think the orange and the yellows. Here's a cool one, the abutilons. So the abutilon, you could eat the flowers on these guys. Quite edible. Many people don't know this is often used as a landscape plant. And check it out. It's even Bambi resistant. Probably my favorite kind of more perennial hardy peppers are these guys. It's the Manzano peppers. This is the Colombian Manzano. They are frost tender, so in my greenhouse, unheated, they grow year round. And just of course, there's the Manzanos, yellow Manzanos, red Manzanos. And they have some ahis, which I haven't had, a super good luck, with perennializing myself, but I hear they can be. And I'm growing a bunch of ahis this year, and of course other standard, peppers that I would not try to grow perennially. And there are culinary herbs, of course. I got the standard society garlic, which is used oftentimes as a landscape plant. You could eat the leaves and the flowers of that. Standard garlic chives, thyme. They got a lot of standard common medicinal herbs, but let's take a look at some of the more rare ones. Here's one cool, haven't seen this actually before. Variegated society garlic. So society garlic is used as a landscape plant, but it actually has variegated leaves. You guys look very closely. Totally cool.
And it's medicinal.
Another one I like is the salad Burnet. Kind of tastes like celery. And the stems are what's used, I think, primarily, not the leaves. Goes quite well. Of course, the copper or bronze fennel that I grow, this is also perennialized in my garden. Just seems to grow year round and comes back. Walking up to the medicinal herb section. I mean, I could just be here for all day, and I got stuff to do today. So you guys are gonna just have to come out and check it out yourself. But I do wanna, they got the standard Angelica. As you guys know, I like the Ashitaba, the Japanese Angelica. Then they got another one, new one on me, and it actually has a cool leaf shape. And it looks like these are actually dipped in plastic. You guys probably can't see that on the camera too well. They're kind of really glossy, man. It's just really cool. This one's actually known as the New Zealand Angelica. This is the first time I've seen or heard of this plant, and I don't know the medicinal or food uses of this. So if you know, hey, post down below. I'm going to be sure to look this one up also. But man, leaves are amazing on this guy. They have a bee and butterfly plant section, which is really cool also. I encourage you guys to grow some plants for the bees and the butterflies and the wildlife in your area. Part of the way that I like to protect my crops is to grow, companion plants that may protect them from bad insects, but also encourage beneficial insects to come to my garden so that they could, kick ass on the bad insects. Another area they have new that I haven't seen before is this area right here. It's actually called the Sharon barred tuber room, and it says where we propagate perennial edible tubers for you, and definitely really cool. And basically they just have a whole bunch of raised beds in here growing different kinds of tubers growing. And here's so it's kind of cool. You get to see how the plants are actually growing these tubers, and I believe tubers are an excellent crop to grow. These are good storage foods, for the winter. And these ones are perennial that I'll keep growing, many of them. And this is the Ulico, and I believe that's what they look like there. And this is what all the top growth looks like. Here's one actually called the Oka, and this is one kind of Oka that has the standard yellow stems. And going over further, they have a red stem variety of Oka, and it just looks really cool. I'm actually growing my Oka under the Ashitaba. Over here they have a section for some potatoes, English rose for apple potatoes. And here's some earth chestnut, mixed in there. If you look very closely, looks like it's mostly potatoes have just kind of taken over. It's probably not the best thing if you're growing earth chestnuts and potatoes to grow them next to each other. Here's another one, the Rampion. I have grown this in previous years. And let's see, walking up here in the beds more. Yeah, this is just a real fun place. They're growing the ground nuts here, so you guys can see what they look like. Looks like they got to do some weeding as well. Here's one of my favorites, the chufa or tiger nut. I know what I'm looking for, but it looks like they have renegade potatoes growing in here. But it's right here. The chufa nut can get out of control, and plant it in its own bed or its own area where you want to dedicate to chufa, because they will spread. So here's more of the nursery from the view. It's a really nice nursery with, lots of demonstration plants growing and a lot of plants available for sale that you've never seen before. Definitely recommend a visit. Probably got to go and pick out some of the plants I'm going to get today, then I'll come back at you and share with you guys what I got. Just got out and ended up with 4 plants today. Of course, we got the sea beet. That's a wild beet. And when was the last time you ate wild beets? Got the earth chestnut, we got the New Zealand Angelica, really cool leaves on that, and of course we got the wild cabbage that I'm going to grow. And that's pretty much it for this episode. Oh, actually, you know what? On the way out, I want to show you a demonstration of perennial bed that they actually planted, actually with this same wild cabbage. So I got a wild cabbage that's in a 2-gallon. At the same time, they transplanted this into a 2-gallon. They planted this guy in the ground, and I want to show you just the difference that, you know, giving a plant good soil and a place to spread out and not growing it in a container can do. So here's the difference planting something in the ground could make, and this is one of the reasons why I want to encourage you guys always to, you know, as soon as you get things home in pots, don't just leave it in the pot for 2 weeks, forget about it, and I got other things to do, you know. One of the main things you want to do is you want to get these babies home and get them in the ground, because check this out. This plant right here that is in a pot, maybe like 2 feet tall, and this guy right here, so like 3.5 feet tall, was planted in the ground, and the girth on the stem, I mean, the girth on the stem is like that big. It's pretty big. And some of these leaves, look at these leaves. These leaves are huge, and look at the difference. Totally amazing. These guys, the deer love, because the deer actually broke in here and ate out of them. But there's a nice little perennial area here where they got a lot of the crops growing and planted in the ground. You know, once again, I want to encourage you guys to come to Arts and Ecology Center on one of their plant sale days, either in the fall or the spring, and go on their tour to really see some of these amazing perennial plants in the garden planted. You know, they're so beautiful here. Come out here, support them, get some rare plants, grow them, share them, so that you can start eating more out of your garden and make less work for you by growing some of these rare edible perennials instead of having to replant every year with the annuals. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep on growing. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you guys another exciting episode for you, and you know, all up 15 Minnesota, right across from Minneapolis.